Hey guys, welcome back. BGCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things injustice. This is for the week of May the 9th. Is it May?
Yeah.
It is. See, I always have to check before it. 2019. Getting into the Injustice content. The current challenge is for Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman, and that's a 1 week repeat. The required characters for that are Aquaman, Cyborg, and Superman. So that's a challenge gold, a bronze, and a gold, respectively.
And so I'm actually enjoying this part where maybe in the last few months we've shifted gears a little bit and talked a bit more about each challenge character as it comes up because we've got some things to say. And she's got good high stats because she's one of the late game additions. And her passive is interesting. So it's called the Sword of Athena. And Wonder Woman's special attacks trigger team health gain, which provides 50% of the special attack's damage in healing.
Yeah.
So a little bit of history. Around the same time, 2 skins of Wonder Woman were released very close together. There was Dawn of Justice and Justice League Wonder Woman, who's since been renamed New 52 Wonder Woman. And both of them had a passive that helped her teammates that triggered with their specials. Dawn of Justice, as we see, gives her teammates health. Justice League, now New 52, gave her teammates power. And if you guys, whoever's watching has been following us for any length of time, you'll know which one we favored. We even had a team that had both of them. And link is in the description and hopefully in the top eye of the top right corner if I remember to put it in. But with our style of play, giving health, it's just too much of a defensive benefit. So we eventually replaced Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman with Injustice 2 Aquaman, and that's the Justice League team you see almost every week in our P and Q and C and A and T video.
Nice.
I got it right the first time, which is our glorified Q&A video, but you can see why that's such a good team, because when you've got a special specialist that happens to do something extra when she does her specials, it helps the team crazy good.
So there we go. For this week's multiplayer award, we have the Time Capsule, which becomes the Quake engine, and when it's fully upgraded, you have a 40% chance to power steal 100% of a Special 2's cost, which means that basically when you use your Special 2, you use their power instead of yours. Specials and damage over times do plus 50% damage against an enemy with less than 1 power bar. There's a Joker-specific ability, which increases enemy tag cooldown by 8 seconds, and then an evolved ability, which is after an applied damage over time finishes, 100% chance to re-trigger the damage over time on active enemy.
Right. So I love this gear. And it's out of all those abilities, the most important I think is that in our loadouts at least is re-triggering the damage over time.
Yeah, I mean doing the 50% extra damage probably is valuable sometimes, but it's not particularly noticeable since it's just, more or less damage. We don't really pay attention to it.
Right. And to manage, and to try to manage it on a character that's got less than 1 bar of power, the problem is sometimes you let them use up their power.
Yeah.
And they've got Tanty Totem. And if we've got it on our Injustice 2 Aquaman who's got Astro Harness, sometimes that doesn't actually... It just wastes time.
Yeah, it's not worth playing around that ability. It just sort of happens. But what is worth playing around is the re-triggering of the damage over time.
Right, because in our Justice League team, Injustice 2 Aquaman, if you stack 2 or 3 bleeds by the time he comes in after New 52 Wonder Woman's done her specials, that you stack the bleed damage, you stack the increased damage from the hits, and then, I mean, it's a perfect counter against any tank. Because even the Red Sun Green Lantern team that negates crit damage, you hit one of the Red Sun members with the damage, you knock them out, and then all of a sudden it starts again on the next guy. That is great. So the power steal you mentioned, it doesn't trigger consistently enough, and we don't focus enough on special 2 because it's great if it does trigger.
Yeah.
But then you've blown the 2 bars if it doesn't, and then you have to tag the person out again, right? And that, I think we already talked about the extra...
The extra damage is just something, it's good, but it's not worth planning around.
So then the last ability is the Joker ability, and I honestly, none of the other Jokers is good enough to replace Aquaman for the extra ability.
None of the other Jokers are good enough. Jokers is.
None is. None are?
None are, because they're
none
plural.
Is,
they're Jokers.
Oh, none is.
No Joker is good enough.
That's true.
None of Joker's is good enough.
I'm glad the education you're getting is paying off.
That's my first year linguistics class, baby.
All right. So I guess if you're playing Joker already, it's a great gear because leaving them in so that they take more damage over time because they can't rinse it off when they get out. That's great.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to make me want to play a Joker.
Mm-hmm. In the store, we have Ame Kame Catwoman for $12.99 Canadian, and I don't know what that cost would be US.
Well, it's
probably 10.
It should be, it should be 10. I'm thinking, is that right?
Half
yeah,
cost.
that's about right. Because it's right now our Canadian dollar is just under 75 cents to the US dollar.
Yeah, but anyways, point is, it's still probably not worth it. It's almost worth it. It's closer to worth it at half the price of last week's character pack and the average sort of price of character packs. But just a reminder that it's only one copy and they won't unlock in your store, so it's maybe a clue for next week's challenge. And I guess if you don't have already, it's more worth it than the other packs normally are. Right. But still, generally.
Yeah, well, if you wait a week, you're probably going to get a chance at it free.
Yeah.
I mean, early access means a lot less than it used to, especially when these are challenge repeats.
Yeah, early access was more important when it was actually your first look.
Right. All right, so there's also a Batman versus Superman cash pack. And it's, I think it's $26.99. You get 2 of the 3 Dawn of Justice cards. Superman, who was last week's challenge, and Batman, who has never been a challenge. You also get 2 of the 3.5-star character gears that were Dawn of Justice specials. And so that's good if you're a completionist, but you can probably see that we don't use those gears much.
Yeah.
So they're okay, not great. And so what's curious to me is, so I know it's a Batman versus Superman pack, and I know that Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman is the challenge this week, so there's a good reason for excluding her, so it's not the regular Dawn of Justice pack. But what's weird to me is that, well, not weird, but what's frustrating to me is that you can't get her 3.5-star gear. So each of them has character-specific gears, but each of them had a special Dawn of Justice gear that was a promotion when they were first introduced, and what you can't get is Wonder Woman's lasso. And you can see in the video that we got through the first 2 levels of the challenge already, just to show you that in the Nightmare difficulty, if you finish it, you only get the Sword and Shield, the Amazonian Sword and Shield, instead of what a lot of people might need, which is Wonder Woman's Golden Lasso, or Lasso of Truth, because that was only available for a short period of time.
Yeah, and I guess to say what's not in the store, right? It's like the not working glitches. It seems like they're setting a precedent. There's still no packs in the rotation for power credits.
Right.
So that's unfortunate.
And they've come in and out a few times for cash, like real cash.
Yeah, so it seems like they swapped over their model, which is unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter for us, but for newer players, that's really kind of crappy.
Mm-hmm.
In Survivor, we have the 4th World gear, and that's until the 15th of May, 2019. Mm-hmm. It's been a little while now, but I just gotta say, it still feels good to be able to say the start and end date when a gear comes out and not have to give any extra information about it.
Right.
Right? Not say, this is what it says, but they're probably lying, because at this point I actually trust what they have written down for their start and end dates.
And we've tested it enough.
Yep. Yeah. Phantom Zone still has 1 more week.
Despite what the video shows saying it's finished, it's only finished because we finished all our buy-ins. So it's whichever comes first, either the full 2-week course or when we've completed all our buy-ins, which we did.
Yeah, and Fight 62 is still busted.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe quick mention that some people are reporting that randomly they're getting the announced gear or the Suicide Squad companion gears when they've been disconnected from the internet, trying to exploit the airplane mode / refund glitch we will talk about later. Mm-hmm. So we have not been getting that, but that might be because of the timing of our disconnecting from the internet, which is right before we make the first selection on the ticket caching, the ha page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people are also reporting that Phantom Zone is broken and they're getting locked out of playing with their progress frozen. And there's been at least one suggestion for how to fix it from viewer Daniel Knoth. They're speculating, I should say, that it's a result of account bleeding, which is one of the other situations that we try to avoid because of how dangerous it is to your account and the dangers of corrupting your account.
Yeah. And so maybe in reference to something before, because we used to get the free video or watch a video for free energy button all the time. It was never grayed out.
Yeah.
And then when somebody had a potential solution for it, we intentionally broke it, but the solution didn't work, and
so it was just busted.
It's just busted. So every once in a while we get it back, but because of that, we're not going to be trying to break our game and then
Fix it.
Well, or even test the solution.
Yeah.
Because it's not broken and we won't, and we're avoiding any kind of account bleed.
Yeah, so we have Daniel's solution cut and pasted in the description, but we can't confirm whether it works or not.
Right.
Moving on to current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained in a video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the I in the top right corner of this video. We are Android only, so we're only able to confirm these glitches for Android. And just a spoiler alert for the people who come here for the glitches, nothing changed this week. So if you're here from last week, you're still good.
Yeah, and you don't have to listen to the last, 3 or 4 minutes of us.
Yeah.
If you're on iOS, you see a question from an iOS user asking for help or have some questions, please consider helping out, because we are Android only. We can't confirm iOS stuff, and that's the whole idea of what we do here, is to help each other out.
So there we go. Let's start with the significant not working glitches. There's no working glitch for credits. We've talked about this in Season 6, Episode 9 of our P and Q and C and A&T in a lot of detail. But basically, there's a 2-device credit glitch that we don't use because of the risks, and we've sort of talked it to death. So if you want to hear more specifically about that, you can go check out that video or one of our earlier recaps. But we can't endorse anything that we think is risky. So for us, 2 devices is risky.
So link in the I top right corner.
Yeah.
So there is currently no working glitch for getting the past multiplayer season rewards repeatedly.
You handled that much more smoothly than I have in the last weeks. I don't know why I had to trouble that almost every time.
So there's also nothing for getting multiplayer season rewards early like there used to be. And there isn't any way to get through Phantom Zone quickly like there used to be.
I need to take notes on your phrasing. Now we can get to the working glitches, which I will not screw up. The breakthrough glitch to let you play it repeatedly is still working. We have a comment in the description from a viewer with a potential solution for people who are having trouble playing extra breakthroughs. Can't confirm whether or not this works since we're not having the same problem. The challenge reset method that requires Google Play Cloud Save is working, and we've tested and confirmed that on Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman. And just keep in mind that it can remove Phantom Zone progress, so like now or any other time in the future that the Phantom Zone is present, just make sure that any crystal progress is progress you're willing to lose if you use this glitch.
Right. So I mentioned earlier the airplane mode / refund glitch still working. Anytime you're opening packs with random drops or cashing out last laugh tickets, it's useful. It does not work in the Phantom Zone for us, despite what other people are saying. And it sounds like the people who are saying that it does work for them are on iOS. Mm-hmm. So we can't test, or we can't, we have tested it. And we've confirmed for us at least that logging in and out of different accounts does not give us a chance to re-roll the final Phantom Zone reward.
Yeah, and one sort of use of the glitch that is important to note, but maybe not that important to use, is you can get about 40 metal by using the glitch on the cheapest metal pack and selling back your metal characters.
It's called arbitrage.
What?
So that's the exploiting the difference of value in something from one place to another.
Oh, okay.
So people do that with stocks all the time. So that if there's one stock exchange, it's 2 different stock exchanges that cover the same stock, and at one place the pricing is a little bit off.
Yeah.
What they do is buy a huge amount of it at once, sell it immediately to take advantage of that difference.
Interesting. So it's not really worth it in this case, especially because you're not making real money. This is not the stock market, and what you are doing is spending a lot of time and getting not a lot of nth metal, so you can do it, but we actually don't recommend wasting your time. Not that it's dangerous, there's no risk.
Right.
The risk is that you'll bore yourself.
Yeah. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Always, like we say, bring your countdown clock back to normal before you finish. And we also mentioned this earlier about the free energy with the videos. You can actually do it without watching the videos, and as long as your button is not grayed out. For those on iOS whose button is grayed out, where you can't click it, we've cut and pasted Dragons952, who has cut and pasted their comment with a potential solution into the description. And again, we can't confirm whether it works because we are not iOS ourselves.
And in between the not working and the working glitches, we have the vestigial organ, that is the promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked. Hasn't had the right conditions since update 2.14, so it's not testable, it's not usable. We will take it down on the day that we are able to test it, which seems like at this point is going to be never, so it's sort of here now. and we're just gonna keep it
All
where
right.
it is.
Sounds good.
Just to finish up, we have a Patreon, and if you want to support what we do, with some money, but more importantly, if you want to sort of give a more stronger version of a view or a like or a comment, to show that you support us, because that's, I think, the main way that we take it, is showing that to some people it's worth, paying a little every month, to tell us how much they like our stuff.
Yes.
Then you can go to patreon.com/bdckr, or click our icon in the bottom right corner at the end of this video, not the subscribe icon, the end card icon of Lobo's face. And so a huge thank you to the people who are already making the choice to support us. We have Console Peasant, who is supporting us at the top tier, Last Word. We have Sean Farrell, Daniel Simonson, and Aaron Maule, who are supporting us on the credited level. And we have Eddie G, Chris Wolf, and Laszlo Jajadas at the gratitude tier. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you to all of you for watching. We'll see you next time. Komoda!